Hello friends! In this video, I will teach you useful English vocabulary in British English versus American English. Let's get started. In British English, we call them biscuits, meaning a small baked sweet treat. British example. Sentence: She offered me a biscuit with my tea. In American English, we call them cookies. American example. Sentence: He loves to have a cookie with his coffee. In British English, we call it a flat, meaning a self-contained housing unit in a building. British example sentence: I live in a flat on the 3rd floor. In American English, we call it an apartment. American example sentence: Her apartment is really cozy. In British English, we called it lift, meaning a platform or compartment housed in a shaft for raising and lowering people or things to different floors or levels. British example sentence: Let's take the lift to the 5th floor. In American English, we call it an elevator. American example sentence: The elevator is out of order. In British English, we call it a lorry, meaning a large, heavy motor vehicle for transporting goods or troops. British example sentence: The lorry was loaded with fresh produce. In American English, we call it a truck. American example sentence: The truck delivered the supplies on time. In British English, we call it a nappy, meaning an absorbent garment worn by babies. British example sentence: She changed the baby's nappy. In American English, we call it a diaper. American example sentence: He needs a new diaper. In British English, we call it petrol, meaning a liquid used to fuel internal combustion engines. British example sentence: We need to stop for petrol soon. In American English, we call it gasoline. American example sentence: The car is running low on gasoline. In British English, we call it a queue, meaning a line or sequence of people or vehicles awaiting their turn. British example sentence: We had to queue for tickets. In American English, we call it a line. American example sentence: We had to wait in line for tickets. In British English, we call it rubbish, meaning waste material, refuse, or litter. British example sentence: Take out the rubbish, please. In American English, we call it trash. American example sentence: Take out the trash, please. In British English, we call it a holiday, meaning a period of time spent away from home or business in travel or recreation. British example Sentence, we're going on holiday to Spain. In American English, we call it a vacation. American example sentence, we're going on vacation to Florida. In British English, we call it sweets, meaning confectionery, typically made with sugar. British example sentence, the children love eating sweets. In American English, we call it a piece of candy. American example sentence, the children love eating candy. In British English, we call them trainers, meaning shoes designed for sports or physical exercise. British example sentence, he wore his trainers to the gym. In American English, we call them sneakers. American example sentence, she bought new sneakers for running. In British English, we call it a tap, meaning a device by which a flow of liquid or gas from a pipe or container can be controlled. British example sentence, the tap in the kitchen is leaking. In American English, we call it a faucet. American example sentence, the faucet in the kitchen is leaking. In British English, we call it a boot, meaning the enclosed space at the back of a car for carrying luggage. British example sentence, put the suitcase in the boot. In American English, we call it a trunk. American example sentence, put the suitcase in the trunk. In British English, we call it a car park, meaning an area where cars can be parked. British example sentence, we found a spot in the car park. In American English, we call it a parking lot. American example sentence, we found a spot in the parking lot. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.